Have you ever thought about why Western countries have air bases in Africa? The immediate answer that comes to mind is that Western troops are there to help African militaries. However, today, it's an open secret that some of the most controversial and secret things are done there. But what's even more shocking is their questionable activities and conspiracies while being in contact with secret agents and spies. Offering a hidden cover to these privately hired Western spies, the Western countries ensure they have an eye on everything happening in African countries. This includes all weaknesses that can be exploited to stage a coup. And just recently, Burkina Faso's Captain IBRAHIM Traoré arrested one of these spies carrying out something that is beyond tolerance. So, who was this spy, what was he doing, and what's being done with him now? In this video, let's know about the whole story. For decades, Africa has been at the center of covert geopolitical struggles, with foreign military bases serving as instruments of Western influence rather than defensive strongholds against insurgency. These bases, widely promoted as operations meant to assist African nations in counterinsurgency efforts, have instead been deeply involved in intelligence operations, surveillance, and manipulation of local political and military structures. Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger have now peeled back this carefully constructed illusion, exposing the reality of how these installations have been used to maintain Western dominance in Africa. The latest revelation, however, has been particularly shocking. There has been news that a new foreign spy was caught red-handed in Burkina Faso on a secret mission, and it was none other than Captain IBRAHIM Traoré himself who led the operation that resulted in the spy's capture. And the arrest of this foreign operative has sent shockwaves across the region. This was no ordinary intelligence agent. Reports suggest that the captured spy had direct links to Western actors who have been actively working to undermine Burkina Faso's sovereignty. His mission involved collecting sensitive intelligence on Burkina Faso's military infrastructure, strategic operations, and political leadership, information that could be used to stage a coup or trigger internal instability. The capture of this individual has not only validated long-standing suspicions about foreign meddling, but has also intensified calls to scrutinize the role of Western intelligence agencies in Africa. The incident has added fuel to an already growing resistance movement within the Sahel, where military-led governments are increasingly rejecting the influence of former colonial powers and seeking alliances with alternative partners like Russia and China. In this respect, the role of Western military bases in Africa has been a subject of heated debate for years. The official narrative suggests that these bases exist to help African nations stabilize their security and combat extremist groups. However, evidence increasingly suggests otherwise. These military installations have been used as command centers for surveillance, espionage, and strategic destabilization of governments that refuse to align with Western interests. Advanced satellite technology, drone networks, and cyber intelligence hubs installed within these bases allow Western forces to monitor African leaders, military operations, and even private communications. In many cases, these intelligence operations have gone beyond passive observation. There have been numerous allegations of direct interference, including the arming of insurgent groups, backdoor diplomatic coercion, and orchestration of coups against African governments unwilling to toe the Western line. Burkina Faso, under Captain IBRAHIM Traoré, along with Mali under Colonel Assimi Goïta, and Niger under General Abdourahmane Tiani, have made bold moves to dismantle these foreign military strongholds. France, which historically maintained a significant military presence in the Sahel, has been systematically expelled from these nations, with military agreements revoked and troops ordered to withdraw. Meanwhile, the United States' influence through its Africa Command, called AFRICOM, remains a growing concern. Despite fierce opposition from African leaders, Washington has used economic leverage, diplomatic pressure, and strategic alliances to ensure its continued military footprint on the continent. What makes this particular incident so unprecedented is that Captain IBRAHIM Traoré himself played a direct role in leading the military operation that resulted in the foreign spy's capture. Unlike many Western leaders who operate from the comfort of secure offices, Traoré is known for personally engaging in military operations, standing shoulder to shoulder with his troops, and ensuring that foreign threats are neutralized. His hands-on leadership approach is rare among world leaders and has only strengthened his reputation as a fearless and uncompromising defender of Burkina Faso's sovereignty. As for the spy, his identity has not yet been publicly revealed, but sources suggest he was involved in gathering intelligence that could have been used to sabotage Burkina Faso's military strategy. The most alarming revelation is that the arrested operative was reportedly in communication with Western intelligence officials, raising serious questions about whether this was an independent espionage mission or part of a coordinated effort by foreign actors seeking to destabilize Burkina Faso's leadership. Following the arrest, Burkinabe authorities launched a full-scale investigation, uncovering further evidence that foreign intelligence operatives have been using diplomatic channels, humanitarian organizations, and private security firms as cover for covert intelligence gathering activities. Interestingly, this arrest is not an isolated event, but part of a broader pattern of Western interference in African affairs. The connection to France is particularly glaring. Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger have all accused France of covertly supporting insurgent groups to maintain its influence in the region. One of the most damning pieces of evidence came from Mali, where Foreign Minister Abdoulaye Diop submitted an official letter to the United Nations Security Council detailing over 50 instances of unauthorized French military flights into Malian airspace. These flights were allegedly used to deliver weapons and supplies to insurgent groups operating in the Sahel. If true, this would confirm long-standing suspicions that France, under the guise of military cooperation, has been arming and sustaining the very groups it claims to be fighting. Before we continue further, tell us, are you enjoying the video? If yes, please like and share the video and subscribe to our channel to watch more videos on Black Africa. Let's continue now. Further evidence of France's questionable role in the region was exposed when French forces controlled the town of Kidal in Mali, effectively barring Malian troops from entering, while allowing a group with known insurgent connections to take control. It was only after French forces were expelled and replaced by Russian security personnel that the Malian military was able to reclaim the town. This incident has fueled skepticism about the true objectives of Western military presence in Africa. If these foreign forces were genuinely committed to fighting insurgency, why have insurgents only grown in numbers since their arrival? The answer is increasingly evident that Western military engagement in Africa is less about security and more about maintaining economic and geopolitical control. Now, the arrest of the foreign spy in Burkina Faso marks a turning point in Africa's struggle for sovereignty. With Captain Ibrahim Traoré, Colonel Assimi Goïta, and General Abdourahmane Chiani leading the charge, Western military presence in the Sahel is being systematically dismantled. Burkina Faso has expelled French troops, Mali has severed its military ties with France and replaced them with Russian security forces, and Niger is following the same path by pushing out Western military personnel. This shift signals a new era of African self-determination, where leaders are asserting control over their nation's security and rejecting the neo-colonial grip that has long kept the continent under foreign dominance. However, Western powers are unlikely to accept this loss of influence without a fight, with Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger forging deeper partnerships with Russia, China, and other non-Western allies. Africa is likely to face increased propaganda campaigns, economic sanctions, and even further covert destabilization attempts. Therefore, for Ibrahim Traoré, the arrest of the foreign spy is just the beginning. And this was not just an intelligence victory. It was a bold declaration that Burkina Faso is vigilant, prepared, and ready to defend its sovereignty at any cost. Adding to the growing tensions, recent reports indicate that 4 French citizens were arrested in Burkina Faso under allegations of being intelligence agents linked to France's Directorate General for External Security. Official French sources insist that these individuals were merely technicians conducting maintenance work at the French embassy in Ouagadougou. However, Burkinabe officials have launched an investigation to verify the real purpose of their presence, fueling further speculation about ongoing espionage activities. The French government has vehemently denied any wrongdoing and has demanded the immediate return of the detained individuals. Meanwhile, diplomatic negotiations, reportedly facilitated by Morocco, have led to their eventual release after a year-long detention, easing some tensions, but leaving many questions unanswered. Now, the confrontation between Africa's newly assertive military leaders and the Western powers that once dictated their security policies is far from over. With France's influence fading and the US facing growing resistance to its military presence, the coming months will be crucial in determining whether Africa can finally break free from foreign manipulation. However, one thing is clear: the days of unchecked Western control over Africa's military and intelligence landscape are rapidly coming to an end. What do you think should be done with the foreign spy? Should he be given a harsh punishment or be taken to the UN as evidence to humiliate France? In the comment section right below, share your thoughts on whether Western spies are always involved in staging coups and assassinations against pro-African leaders. Do you want to watch more videos like this one? If yes, subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon next to it. We bring videos on Black Africa, its history, rich arts and culture, and things the world should know about. Thanks for watching, and until the next video, stay tuned.